I am back with another video for you. If you like this content, make sure to hit that lovely red subscribe button. You can also find me on Instagram on the Black Case Files and also on TikTok, also at the Black Case Files. You already know how I feel about Twitter. It's not happening. Anyways, let's get into it. Also, heads up, this will be a long one, so buckle up and get ready. I'm not cutting this one down, so get your popcorn, get your snacks, get cozy. I've got my coffee and my tea. It's off camera so you can't see it. Been fighting a lovely cold, not the other thing. So please forgive my voice. All right, and let's go. Today, we are talking about Jussie Smollett. I know we've seen his face everywhere lately, and some may be asking, how in the world did we get here? Well, today is just a little dive into Jussie Smollett and what's going on and how we got here. Just for some background, Smollett is an American actor and singer. He ended up starting his career with the Mighty Ducks, and some of you might know his famous sister, Jussie Smollett. He and his 5 real-life siblings even had a short-lived TV show on ABC, TGI Fridays. If you know, you know. Anyways, as all great stories, let's start at the beginning. Jussie Smollett, he's an actor, singer, who began his career back in '91, as I said before, with the Mighty Ducks. And it was the role that really put him on the map was in 2015 when he portrayed musician Jamal Lyon in the Fox drama series Empire, a role that was hailed as groundbreaking for its depiction of a black gay man on television. Smollett has also appeared in Ridley Scott's science fiction film Alien Covenant back in 2017 as Rix, and in Marshall 2017 as Langston Hughes. Smollett also directed B-Boy Blues, a film based on 1994 gay novel by Ed Hardy. Film was released in November 2021. Sadly though, the thing he seems most known for these days was for the fake hate crime and subsequent fake reports he filed. Let's get into it. All right, let's back it up a little bit. Let's go into his early life. Jussie Smollett was born in Santa Rosa, California, and he has 3 brothers and 2 sisters, Jake, Jockey, Jojo, Journey, and Jazz, several of whom were also actors. But as I said multiple times, Smollett began his career as a child model back in New York City, and he later worked as an extra in New York movies such as Mo Better Blues, New Jack City. He was in The Mighty Ducks and Rob Reinier's North. On television, he starred alongside his 5 real-life siblings in the ABC sitcom on TGI Fridays, On Our Own. It only lasted like a season and a half. He took a break for a decade, but he came back in 2012 with the leading role in Patrick Ian's Hoax LGBT film The Skinny. He also appeared in The Mini Project and Revenge. So he's got a bit going on. But like I said, his big break, it was his role on the highly popular and acclaimed Fox TV show Empire, that really put him out there. In 2014, he was cast as Jamal Lyon, a gay musician struggling to gain the approval of his father, Lucius, who is played by Terrence Howard, and his mother, Cookie, played by Taraji Henson. His character was popular, and he continued reprising the role, even directing an episode before his character was removed from the final 2 episodes of season 5 because of the assault controversy. In addition, he also guest starred with his younger sister Journey in Underground, and that aired in 2016. Smollett released his debut album, Summer Main Music, in March of 2018. It's an R&B album, has a lot of elements of electronic music, and hip-hop was kind of a fusion of them. He self-released it through his own label, Music of Sound. So, I mean, he had a lot going on. You could almost say he was at the top of the world. So on April 30th, 2019, Fox Entertainment announced that Smollett's contract had been extended for the 6th season of Empire, and there were no plans for his character to appear during it. So, 2019 hate crime hoax. Okay, so let's take a look at this timeline. I really want to have a more comprehensive look at all of this. We are now aware that Smollett has been sentenced to 150 days in jail and ordered to pay a fine of $145,000 for lying to the police about being the victim of a hate crime. This all stems from the alleged hoax incident of 2019. He was found guilty of 5 charges in December of last year, over his false reports of being attacked. After being sentenced just this month, he said, "I did not do this, and I am not suicidal." And he said this repeatedly in court. So what happened? Chicago police say they're investigating a suspected racist and homophobic attack of Jussie Smollett by two masked men, which happened around 2 a.m. This was the initial report. They were told that the actor was punched in the face and he had unknown chemical substances poured on him and a rope wrapped around his neck. A lynch rope, if you will. Smollett told police that two attackers also made reference to MAGA, Make America Great Again, and this is often used with former President Donald Trump and his supporters. January 31st, 2019, he refused to hand over his phone. This is kind of where people started raising their eyebrows and looking sideways. When he refused to hand over his phone to police when they were investigating the attack. They wanted it because he said he was on the phone with his manager at the time, so the police just wanted to confirm details, including the MAGA references, Make America Great Again references. The police backed up from demanding the phone, though, saying, they didn't want to treat him like a criminal because he hadn't done anything wrong. However, 3 days after the attack, Jussie spoke for the first time, saying he was okay after the incident. He said that the outpouring of love and support from his village meant more than I will ever be able to truly put into words. He said he's working with authorities and he's been 100% factual and consistent on every level. At this time, Chicago police also released pictures of two people of interest who they want to speak to, showing here. 2 weeks after the incident, Smollett ended up giving police a PDF of his phone records, but again, the police affirmed they were not looking at filing any charges against Smollett. Smollett talked about the incident on Good Morning America, and he made allusions that the attackers were white. Two people of interest are arrested, and they are interviewed by the police. Obinyo, Ola, and Abel Osundairo are not charged and are not treated as suspects. However, again, eyebrows kind of started to raise when it came out that they had worked as Empire extras, and some of the items that were seized from a police raid at their home included a black face mask, an Empire script, phone, receipts, a red hat, and bleach. The Chicago police said at the time they have no evidence to support that the attack was staged. February 17th, 2019. Now, a few more days have passed, more developments have been revealed, and the Chicago police say they want to speak to the individual who reported the incident, which is who? Jussie Smollett. On February 20th, this is when he's charged by the police with disorderly conduct and filing a false police report. This is following footage that surfaced to appear to show the Osundairo brothers buying materials, including ski masks, the red hat, that were worn by the people who attacked the actor. Smollett is arrested the next day, which was the 21st of February 2019. It's at a press conference that Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson said that Smollett took advantage of the pain and anger of racism to promote his career. He adds that the actor did it because he was dissatisfied with his salary. Police claim that he had also sent a racist letter to himself at a Fox studio and paid the Osundairo brothers a check for $3,500 to stage the attack. A lot of allegations flying along here. Chicago Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson also said Smollett dragged the city's reputation through the mud. Now, you may not know this, but side note, as someone who has lived in Chicago for a few decades, really? This is what did it. This is what dragged Chicago's name in the mud. Okay. Anyway, continuing on. Fox Entertainment and 20th Century Fox, they're the makers of Empire. They end up issuing a statement regarding the future of Jussie's fate on the show. They stated, "We understand the seriousness of this matter and we respect the legal process. We are evaluating the situation and we are considering our options." Eventually, the TV show's executive producers end up releasing a statement saying the actor won't be in for the final 2 episodes of the series. They end up adding that the allegations against him are disturbing. February 25th, 2019. The check for $3,500 that was allegedly paid to Abel Osundairo and the attack is dated January 23rd and says 5-week nutrition workout program, don't go. However, there's a plausible reason given for the check, as it's reported that Don't Go is the name of the music video Smollett was planning to shoot, which is why he paid the brothers to get in shape. March 1st, 2019. Osundairo brothers expressed regret over their involvement with the situation through their lawyer Schmidt. The highly popular Empire returned March 13th of 2019, the first time since the Smollett situation, to lower ratings. To be fair though, ratings have been dropping prior to this, in my opinion, due to them jumping the shark on a number of storylines. Anyway, the next day, Smollett appeared in court and he was formally charged with 16 counts of disorderly conduct, and he formally pled not guilty. March 26th, Smollett was cleared of all charges. Now, after an emergency court appearance, all charges against Smollett were dropped, and in a statement, his lawyer says he was a victim who was vilified and made to appear as a perpetrator. Really, this should have been the end of it. This should have been the end of the saga, but America loves a good drama. So the Chicago police and the city's mayor, they stood by their case against Smollett, criticizing the latest development in a joint news conference. Superintendent Eddie Johnson said, "At the end of the day, it is Mr. Smollett who committed this hoax, period." Illinois prosecutor Joe Maggots, who decided to drop the charges, tells CBS he thinks Smollett is guilty. But he explains the charges were dropped because Jussie forfeited $10,000 bond payment and carried out community service. And to that, Smollett's lawyer, Patricia Brown Holmes, said, "The case is closed and no public official has the right to violate her client's rights." In a statement, she says, "We respectfully request all government agencies involved live up to the ethical tenets of their office." The case was dismissed. We should all allow Mr. Smollett to move on with his life as a free citizen. Well, guess what? It's not the end. On March 29th, 2019, Chicago police ordered Jussie to pay $130,000 to cover the cost of police officers, including overtime worked on the case. Officers say that the time spent reviewing video and physical evidence could have been spent on other investigations. Smollett refused, and this led to Smollett being sued by the city of Chicago. On April 12th of 2019, after Jussie Smollett refused to pay the $130,000 demanded by the Chicago police, he was then sued for 3 times that amount, or treble damages. Police still want to be compensated for the manpower used investigating his alleged assault. They still believe Jussie staged the attack. April 23rd, 2019. Olabinho Osundairo, one of the brothers questioned by police over the alleged attack, is an amateur boxer, and he said that Smollett's legal team is being sued for defamation by the Osundairo brothers, who say they continue to be accused of carrying out a racist and homophobic attack against the actor. Olabinho Osundairo and Abimbola Osundairo say their reputations have been damaged as a result of the claims. Smollett's lawyers, Mark Garagos and Tina Glandian, described the lawsuit as comical and ridiculous. So, April 30th, 2019, no plans for Smollett's Empire returned. This is where Fox confirmed Empire has been renewed for a 6th season, but Smollett's not going to be there. There's no plans for his character Jamal to return. So, he's gone. In a statement, it said, by mutual agreement, the studio has negotiated an extension to Smollett's option for season 6, but at this time, there are no plans for the character of Jamal to return to Empire. This was made final June 5th, 2019. June 24th, 2019. Smollett news footage is released by Chicago police. The police released footage taken about 7 hours after the alleged attack. This was taken from one of the officer's body cam in Smollett's apartment, and it shows that the actor with a rope still around his neck. An officer says, "Do you want to take it off or anything?" And Smollett replies, "Yeah, I do. I just wanted you to see it." The footage is part of hundreds of files released by Chicago police from their investigation into the case. Another video appears to show the Osundairo brothers in a cab on the night the police were called. 7 months later, Jussie gets charged with 6 counts of lying to the police. In November 2019, Smollett filed a countersuit against the city of Chicago, alleging he was the victim of mass public ridicule and harm, and arguing he should not be made to reimburse the city for the cost of the investigation. After the charges were dropped, allegations of favoritism and leniency were made against Prosecutor Kim Foxx. So in June of 2019, Foxx asked the state to conduct an independent inquiry by a special investigator. On February 11th of 2020, after further investigation by a special prosecutor was completed, Smollett was indicted again by a Cook County grand jury on 6 counts of felony disorderly conduct pertaining to making 4 false police reports. February 12th of 2020, Special Prosecutor Dan Webb, who was assigned to investigate how the case was handled, says in a statement that he is going to further prosecute Smollett. So just so that you're aware, a special prosecutor is a prosecutor who is independent of an office that would normally exercise jurisdiction in a criminal investigation. And this is to avoid potential conflicts of interest. June 12, 2020, a judge rejected Smollett's claim that his February charge violated the principle of double jeopardy. November 29th of 2021, this is when the trial begins. On the opening day of his trial, authorities allege that Smollett paid the Osundairo brothers to carry out the attack to promote his career because he was dissatisfied with his salary on Empire. Remember, they started floating that a while ago. Special Prosecutor Dan Webb argued that the actor had developed a secret plan that would make it appear that this was actually a hate crime that actually occurred against him by supporters of Donald Trump. During the trial, Smollett says that the check was for a meal and workout plan from Abel, who said he was involved in a sexual relationship with before the alleged attack. Smollett repeatedly denies in court that he had been involved in a hoax and says he did not call the police because, as a black man in America, I don't trust the police. I'm sorry. December 9th, 2021. Smollett was found guilty. A jury of 6 men and 6 women reached its decision one day after deliberations began. So they found that Smollett was guilty of 5 of the 6 counts of disorderly conduct. And on March 11th, he was officially sentenced. So 3 years after the hoax attack and the first police report, Jussie Smollett was sentenced to 150 days in jail and ordered to pay a fine of $145,000. Far cry from the $390,000 that they were going after. His sentence also includes 30 months of probation. His 150-day sentence began immediately after his court appearance. Throughout the trial, the actor always claimed he had been the victim of a crime. His story never changed in that regard. And then on March 16th, a 1-page order was released by the Illinois appellate that granted the motion from the former Empire actor's lawyers for a stay of the sentence. He was denied an appeal by the sentencing judge. The defense team sought to set Smollett free while his appeal on 5 felony convictions is pending. The appellate court judge actually agreed, citing that Smollett likely already would have served his jail time sentence before his appeal had gotten very far. The order also noted that the actor has been convicted on non-violent offenses, which is an obvious factor. So, in fact, the paperwork's only real demand was that Smollett put up $150,000 personal recognizance bond. Smollett is currently officially out of jail. And throughout all of this, Smollett's family and some of his former co-stars from Empire, in particular Taraji Henson, have offered unwavering support. Henson most recently compared this saga to the Emmett Till lynching and is urging for the use of the anti-lynching bill that was just announced to be applied to the situation. All right, thanks for watching, friends. I'll see you next time with another Black Case File. Try to upload about 3 to 4 times per week, so make sure to follow the Black Case Files on Instagram to see what will be uploaded next. See you next time. Bye.